I think we're live now, and should be playing the intro. Get started here. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic podcast. I'm really excited to have my guest on today. She's from the same area as my good friend Priscilla Lapierre, who was on the show the other day. Who I have with me today is Guylaine Vallée, and she has been practicing Vedic Palmistry at the Birla Center since 1985. She has helped thousands of people through their counseling, teaching, and books. In 2015, Guylaine chronicled her life-changing experiences in her biography, The Happy Palmist, My Joyful Adventure in Vedic Palmistry. It's now available on Amazon. Guylaine teamed up with her mentor, Ghanshyam Singh Birla, in 2017 to create and host a series of online 90-day challenge programs to illustrate Vedic Palmistry's power as a tool for personal self-development. Each 12-week program consists of 12 videos and 12 comprehensive guided interactive book that draws on Vedic wisdom, Eastern philosophy, yogic exercises, and science of palmistry. Guylaine teamed up with Ghanshyam once again in 2023 to create her latest book, Palmistry for Happiness, the transformative power of Vedic hand reading. And I'd like to get, I think her website is burla.ca, and I'd like to give her a big warm welcome to the show. Guylaine, thank you so much for coming on for the first time. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing very good, and I'm very happy that you asked us to be there. Yep, that's great.
Yeah. How do I pronounce your name? I'm going to make sure I was saying it right.
You're not bad. Don't worry. We say it Guylaine in French.
Guylaine. Okay.
Yep,
okay. That's cool. Yeah.
Yep.
So how did your journey start? Like what took you down this path of Vedic palmistry?
Oh, it's so amazing. I thought, in a way, all the road come to Rome, you know. So I remember when I was maybe 7, 8 years old, and you know, when the teacher asked, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And people say, "Okay, I want to be a doctor or an actress." And when she came to me, I said, "I want to be a good person." And she goes, "But that's not a job." But for me, that's always important. I wanted to be good. And I put that beside, far away, because where do you find a job of that? And I studied communication. I even have a great job in Paris for 1.5 years in film. But I was so empty. I needed something to fill me up. I needed to understand. I felt like nothing was making me happy, really. So when I came back to Montreal, I had a friend who said, "Hey, maybe you can meet Ghanshyam Singh Birla, a Vedic Palmist." I had no clue about, what it is, but I just knew maybe we'll have the answer I'm looking for. And of course, he read my palm, and he just knew me more than I knew myself. And then I started to study palmistry, and then I realized this is a tool to help us to become a better human. So here it was. So yeah, this is my journey.
That's interesting. So for people that don't know, what is Vedic palmistry? And is there palmistry and then Vedic palmistry? Is there different types?
Yeah. Well, palmistry, many times people see that as prediction, but Vedic palmistry, it comes from the Vedas, the same as yoga, Vedic astrology. So Vedic palmistry, it's just that it's not being known as a science, and the line do change. So it shows the light in your hand about who you are. And again, you have the choice, you have the free choice to change. So it's easy in a way to predict. I can say to a person, "Hey, your line of destiny, stop at your headline." That's mean around 42, maybe you'll be lost, but I don't want to say that. I want to understand what is happening. How come that will happen? And maybe another line is there. Maybe it's even an opportunity. So we work with prevention to help people to make the good choice. But for that, they need to understand who they are, really.
Now, do people like since people are doing a lot of stuff online nowadays? Do you have people like ever send you pictures of their palms so you can
Yep,
read them?
exactly. I work online all the time from my home. So, yep, people send me picture of their hand. And I do also the astrology, Vedic astrology, and the Vedic palmistry. They go together. So, and it's so fun because then you can see them. Maybe we say 3 months it takes to change a line. So I can help them to change the line, or they will come after and I see the change. And oh, it's so fun. That's my joy.
Yeah, I'm interested. I might want to have mine done because I've had people do my birth chart before, but I've never had
Okay.
my birth chart and my palm read, you
Oh,
know.
they go together. It's so neat. It's very, yeah, we'd love to see your hand, I guarantee. Yep.
Yeah, that's so cool. So how did you connect with Ghanshyam Singh Birla, and how did
Mm-hmm.
that shape your understanding of karma and destiny through the hand?
Yeah. Oh, Ghanshyam, well, we feel Ghanshyam passed away a year and a half, and he was the best palmist, Vedic palmist in the world. That's what I mentioned. He was a big heart on two legs, very kind. He used to say to people when he start consultation, I'm not there to flatter you or shatter you. I'm just going to help you to understand yourself. And that's what the whole idea is of us. And what it's fun is before he passed, he left us this book, Palmistry for Happiness. That's Ghanshyam's latest legacy. And in it, for me, it's the best book of palmistry because it's so easy. And so I worked with Ghanshyam for 40 years. We wrote many books and we have all our course online. So if people, not necessarily they want to become a palmist, but they could want to understand themselves. Hey, what is my heart doing? I also have challenges. Challenge of the heart, challenge of the headline for 3 months. And people, it's a program and they can learn about themselves and change just one aspect. Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. What do you say to people who are skeptical about palmistry? Do you get people who are skeptical about it?
Yeah, well, I'm very lucky because for 40 years, I have a lot of people coming from word of mouth. That's been my best promotion. So people already are open when they come. But I had a few skeptical person and they become my best client because they see that it's not fortune telling. It's serious. It's their own life. It's their story. And, we have our hand with us 7 on 7 all the time. And they registered everything, both hands. Very important to look at both.
Yeah, have you ever heard of people having the M in their hand? Like, and some people say, or I think it's either an M or an X, and they say
Yeah,
that those people could be from the bloodline of Christ or something. Or is that
yeah.
just like a conspiracy?
Well, that's it. It's just like, but it's like little terms, but it's more than that. Like what we try to see, you see, people know the three major line, and maybe I will describe them to you. The first one on the top, that's your heart line. That's the way we love. Then the line below, it's the headline right in the middle. And this is how we think. And these two lines has to have a coherence between the two of them. So let's say you want to become a dancer, but the headline tell you, no, you can. Or no, nobody will come and maybe I'm not that talented. So we need to see both lines equal. So when people say we have an M, many times it could be a combination of a balance hand. But then you have the lifeline that's going all around the thumb. And the lifeline doesn't show how long we're going to live. It shows we live for what reason and how do we live our life. It shows our body. Are we feeling good in our body? I remember one time I saw a little Chinese girl and she had a straight lifeline all the way straight. And I know straight it's resistance. And when I saw her, I said, what you don't like about you? And she said, I wish I could be blonde with blue eyes. That's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
But I said, I'm sure your boyfriend is blonde and blue eyes. And she goes, yeah, how do you know? Because we'll attract what we will like. Again, that's very interesting too. And I love to work with that. Many time relationship to see who do we attract, because we're going to learn from these people, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. Mm.
Now, can the lines in our hand actually change with healing or inner transformation, would you say?
Oh, yeah, yeah. The one that change faster will be what we call the minor line. They change quickly. The major line, the one I just talked about, they take longer because that's our subconscious. We love a certain way. We think since we're young a certain way, and we live a certain way. It's not so easy to change habit, but you can change, let's say, your line of destiny. Let's say a person work with computer, and then he decide to go and become a massotherapist. That's going to be a big shift. And you will see that change into the line of destiny guarantee. And yeah, and that's what we promote. We always want to see the hand get better, you know?
Yeah. So do the lines change? Do the lines actually change in our hand as we heal? Or we
Yeah, yeah. Or we become conscious of certain habit or certain attitude. So either we change by wisdom or we change by experience. You know, we're facing difficulties. Well, the line will change.
That's
So,
amazing.
but they do change. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a lady, just 2 minutes. I had a lady, she's 80 years old. I saw her when she was 60, 20 years ago. Her heart line was short. And when I saw her 20 years later, the heart line is long. And I said to her, well, what happened? Your heart just grew. And it's very interesting because I need to get the point where the line started to grow. And that was around 28 years old. And she told me, oh, that's funny, Guylaine, because at 28, I decided I don't want ever to have any children. So she just worked and very busy. But now at 80, she have her neighbor who have a daughter, and that daughter just had a baby. And that lady loved that baby. She said, each time that baby come, it make me feel so good. The heart grow. So whatever is happening in our life, it's a chance to get better, better human, better perspective, better, you know, to be self-contained, to be happier. That's the whole idea. Everybody's looking for happiness, you know. I was.
Yeah. And I was just gonna ask you about that. So in your book Palmistry for Happiness, how do you divine happiness, and what do our palms reveal about what blocks our joy?
Yeah. Oh, you're so cute. Because that's what I love of this book. We talk a lot about blocker of happiness in our hand or booster of happiness in our hand. So let's say a blocker. Let's say you have a long heart. The heart should goes all the way to the index fingers. But let's say it have a branch going down. Now that's a blocker, because that's mean you don't trust people. You keep them in the distance. You're afraid, maybe because you got hurt or disappointed, whatever the reason is, but you don't allow anyone to come in your heart. So you may go from one relation to another or no relation at all. So you can change that. Again, when the person realizes that and goes, oh, all right, I have to change that aspect, you know? Yeah.
That's
So,
amazing. And
yeah,
then would you say there's any certain palm markings that indicate a person that's here for like a spiritual mission, or even perhaps like a starseed
totally.
mission or walk-in
Totally.
like that?
Oh yeah, totally. Let's say when we have line of wisdom, and that's on the top after the heart line, right there on the top of your palm. Whenever you have line there, they're called line of wisdom. Especially if you have a little star under the index fingers. If you have a star there, you're able to see the third eyes in meditation. It makes you highly intuitive. It makes you see the unseen or feel what people, you know, they're so busy, but you have a sixth sense. So that star means you can develop a lot of power. Oh yeah, I can see many things in the hand, guarantee.
Wow,
Mm,
that's amazing. But and
yeah.
do our fingerprints have anything to do with it? Like,
Yep.
I was looking at my hand
Yep.
now.
Oh, yeah. Well, policemen, they take the fingerprint. Why? Because the papillary, the skin pattern doesn't change. That's for sure. When we went to prisoner to jail to take some handprint, we collect handprint. We have over 100,000 of handprint in our file. And some prisoner, they try to burn their fingertip, but it doesn't change the papillary. It stayed the same. So for sure, those papillary tell us a lot of information also. So yeah, and even you have the skin papillaries that we study into the palm, because there too you have some pattern, and it shows your deep psyche, how the person really is. And we're all very unique, you know? So, hey, many people can have a long heart, but not for the same reason. So that's why you have to look and be very specific, because everyone is unique and we're
Yeah,
not happy for the same reason.
that's a good point. Yeah. And then I was going to ask you, like, how do planetary influences play into the formation of the hand? Is there a connection between
Oh, you're
natal
good.
astrology?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because below the minor line or the major line is the mount that we call. And the mount is the same as the planet. Like here, this area is the moon. Now, that moon has no fingers. So that's your emotion, your perception. Now, if my perception is off, that information will go and travel in my whole hand. So it will affect everything. So, yeah, and the biggest mount here with your thumb, that's Venus. And Venus is joie de vivre, it's love. So that's why if I see people holding their thumb, not very good, because we're holding on that joie de vivre, we're feeling cramp, you know? So you need to have the thumb more open, then you can feel better inside. Oh yeah, so you have all the planet in the hand. That's why I wish that every Vedic astrologer or even Western astrologer can study palmistry. What a tool! Vedic palmistry. What a tool, you know? They could really see the whole picture of the person, because you don't change your chart, but you will have transit, you will have aspect, but your line change. Yep.
That's amazing. And guys, for the people that are watching in the chat, if you have any questions, put them in the chat on Rumble or on YouTube or on Facebook, and I'll ask your question, because this is a really interesting subject. I find this fascinating. Um,
It is. Yep.
yeah, like what are the I was going to say, back to your journey. Like what woke you up to this? Like, were you always like spiritual, or did you
Well,
were you always psychic, or
let's say that I had some phenomena when I was young, you know, experience that I was able to come out of my body, let's say. But that was always making me search. So I knew we had a soul, but nothing can feed that. Nothing make me very happy about it. So I try to live my life normally, go to school, have a great job, and, even be with some famous people. But it didn't fill me in. I really felt empty until I met with palmistry, Vedic palmistry. Then I knew my hand. But it was so funny because my teacher, Ghanshyam, told me 12 defects. He said, Guylaine, if you don't work on these, you will stay like that until 45. I was only 24, you know. I went, no way, I have to change. And it was interesting because I'm a French Canadian and I didn't speak English when I started. And then Ghanshyam told me, oh, take some courses. I'm teaching a headline, my first class. And I go, but I don't speak the language. So I came to the class with my dictionary, French, English. And but whatever I learned, the little bit I was able to understand, I just love it. It makes so much sense. And I just felt good. I felt my heart was opening. I felt, okay, this is real, this is good. And for me, it's like, who was it? Socrates, who say know yourself. So everyone should know themselves. And maybe we'll be in a better world. Maybe the spiritual aspect of everyone will come up, and
Yeah.
that's what I love. I remember one time I saw a little kid. He was like 10 years old, and the mother had so much difficulties with the kid. The teacher had problem, and the lady lived in France. So I was on Zoom with her, and then I said, "Is your kid there with you?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, come on in." His name was Pascal. And I look at the hand. I said, "Put your hand there in front." And he had the best Mercury line. That's a line coming from the life going diagonal to your little Mercury fingers. I'm sure you have one, Baba. And that's a line of communication. That makes you an expert. That makes you like a genius. And you can fly, So when I saw his hand, I said, "Oh, you're my little genius." He had the biggest smile. Imagine someone from the Atlantic Ocean tell him he's genius, he's brilliant. He needed to hear that. And the mom said after that, his life changed. He was not resisting at school. He had better mark because he felt so different from everybody. He was overly sensitive. So imagine, so it's a knowledge that it's available for everyone to use it. So yeah, so you want to develop your psychic potential, your spirituality, it's all there, then do it, But
What?
yeah,
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
no, go for it.
I was going to say, what does our hand reveal about our karma and even our future?
Oh yeah, that's so amazing. Look, let's say, are you right-handed?
Well, it's weird. I'm what you would call ambidextrous because
Okay.
I write and I eat with my left hand, but if I throw a punch, that's my right. Or if I throw a football or baseball, I throw with my right hand. So I eat with my and write with my left hand, and I throw with my right.
Okay, so you're
So my
using
right hand's
both.
more powerful. My left hand's more intellectual.
Okay, interesting. I will have to see your hand. We say the hand we write with, it's our conscious or the future. The other hand is our past. And we say it's the accumulation of the three past life into our, for many people will be the left hand, that is the past. So for sure, you can see the difference between both, where we come from, where we're going. And are they in harmony or are they fighting with each other? Are they, because many times I will see even very beautiful line in the unconscious and the past, but maybe the person is not developing it. They don't realize it. So yeah. And also we have the bracelet of wisdom, these three bracelets that we have in our wrist in both hands. And that also shows the wisdom we have. So the first one, the closest here to the Venus and the moon, the first one is called the wisdom. The one below it called the wealth, and the one below it called the physical health. But
Wow.
basically you want to see the wisdom. Yeah, it's, oh yeah, gems. Our hands are gems,
Yeah. I think I might have asked you this, but this was a question from the audience. I'll put it up on the screen. This is from Denise.
Okay.
What does it mean if you have an M on both hands?
I know that famous M. Well, it's an harmony. It's an harmony between lines, between the heart, the head, and many times the line of destiny. But I have to see, we're not really looking at that. I'm looking at everything else. So, but a hand is a good sign for sure. It shows harmony. It shows desire to do the best as we can. Yep. It's a good sign.
Wow. That's amazing. Let me see here. I have some more questions. Okay. What is the 90-day? Well, let me ask you this here. I bet you everybody's wondering, like, what's the difference between Vedic Palmistry and Western Palmistry?
Yeah. Well, the Vedic Palmistry, it works with the Vedas. And that is like Vedic astrology. It shows the light. It shows that the profound aspect of palmistry. And it shows that the line do change. We work with that. As the palmistry that people know, it's more based on prediction. And you see, interesting aspect is many times people who do prediction will take only one hand, and many times will be the past. So how can you predict with the past? Because we repeat the same habit. But us, we have to look at both hands. They're both brain of hemisphere. And we need to see the whole person, not just part of it, you know? It's like Ayurveda, you check everything else. So yeah, so Vedic palmistry, it's based on the light of who you are now and how you can increase yourself to be the best of yourself. Yeah.
That's amazing. And what is the 90-day palmistry challenge? And I believe you subtitled it Real Root Transformation.
We created that. It's so fun, and I have a lot of people who love that. And so we have this challenge because it takes 90 days to change. That's the minimum, 3 months. So even let's say if you take a naturopathic pill, it will take 3 months to really give you an effect. So 3 months, it's the minimum. So let's say we have 4 challenge. So the challenge of the heart line, if somebody wants to increase their heart or they want to balance their emotion, maybe they're just too emotional. So you work on one line. And in that challenge, the person will have every week, they will receive a little video. They will have 200 pages of information with mantra, with affirmation, and they will learn about what it means, that heart under that aspect. And imagine, this is just the base, like 200 page just on one line, all the information that is there. And it's really special. Then you can do also on the headline, or you can do a challenge for 3 months on your lifeline. Hey, you want to feel better? You want to lose weight? You want to, increase your vitality? What are you doing? Then increase that. Take with the lifeline or the mount. Know you're super conscious. Know your planet in your hand. Do that challenge. It's really neat. Yep.
That is really cool.
I had a lady who just did all these challenge because, she was retired. She looked for something to do. By the way, we work with every age of people. But that lady, she said, I'm going to study my husband because, I find he's a bit boring. She started to complain about him. She's been married for maybe 50 years. But after all the challenge, she came back to see me and said, wow, I'm lucky. I got the best guy ever.
Yeah.
Because she studied his hand and she started to see a very good hand. So,
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
This is Kay wants to know. Kay was like, man would like to know. She says, "How do I get a picture of my palms to Guylaine? If I can book a session, please." She says.
She's so cute. Yes. Well, hey, you can take a picture from your phone, send it to us, Birla.ca, or can I give the phone number?
Yeah, I can put it in the chat right now. Yep. So it's Birla.ca.
Yeah, and then you just phone at 819.
819.
428. 4298.
4298. So I'm going to read this back to you. So it's Birla.ca, and then the phone number is 819-428-4298.
Yeah, and I do consultation on Zoom, and Kay, I will be very happy to read your palm. Guarantee. Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Right. So you wrote the Happy Palmist.
Yep.
Did you include stories in there? Or how does it?
So many stories we have in there, so many, and it's so fun. So many people, and even Wayne Dwyer's story here, and because we saw him twice, and he saw his own hand changing, And he mentioned to my teacher, he said, listen, put my hand, if it can help other people, it's wonderful. I had a chance also to, too bad we couldn't take her handprint with too many people, but I saw the hand of Mother Teresa in 1996. And oh, was she wonderful. But they're always in my brain because I saw them. She went like that and said, what do you want to see in my whole hand, you know? So so many people, a lot of people we saw, but for me, everyone is unique. Everyone is precious, because when people open their hand, they're opening their heart to you, you know? So you have to be very careful what you say, how you say it, to make the best of their life. Yeah. But this book, I wish everyone can read it. It's the best book of palmistry, really. It's simple, it's fun. And then if you learn a little bit about palmistry, then you have a session. Hey, you will have different questions because you will see your hand now. And you will go, whoa, I read about this, what it mean, you know?
That's amazing.
Yep.
So what is in the book Palmistry for Happiness? Like, tell us a little bit more about it. Like, is it like is it tell all about the different like what palmistry and what it can do for us and stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, first it gave a bit of the ABC of how it works, palmistry, and explaining the line, explaining the coherence between the heart and the head, how much that's important, because that we live in that. We live in that. This is our spine right in the middle, between our head and our heart. So we need to have a balance between. Then we talk about also the triad that we call the moon, Venus, and Mars. So these three aspects, they take a lot of energy in our life, because that's our emotion, our passion, and our reaction. How many times we get upset, we get mad. So we're talking about all of that. And that, again, either can be a blocker of our happiness, or it can be a booster of happiness. And for me, I feel these days, because there's so many insecurity is there in the world. So it's very important to find our own inner joy, own inner happiness inside of ourselves, and to not be too affected by the outside, because, hey, we have no control. We can only have control in our own joy, you know? So this book, it's all about that. It's learning many stories, but in those stories, people can relate to them. We try to take stories from all different areas of life, so we can really reflect and go, whoa, I wish, my biggest dream, I wish that Vedic Palmistry can be in school, and we learn from a young age, you know? Hey, you learn French, you learn English, Italian. Well, that's a language. Learn about yourself. Learn about who you really are, and develop the best of yourself, because, again, it can change. So this book is, for me, it's the all the wisdom of my teacher of Ghanshyam that he left us. And it's precious. It's very, So thank you again, Robert, because I wish people can know about Vedic palmistry, you know? But it's slow but sure, it's coming. Yep, the difference. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about your mentor, Ghanshyam. Like, and I'm sure people would love to know, because a lot of people in my audience are they love yoga, and they're really interested in these topics.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ghanshyam was Indian from New Delhi, and he started very young to do palmistry, because his grandfather was a Vedic palmist and a healer. But the father of Ghanshyam wanted him to be in the army. So Ghanshyam did also the army. He studied, became a teacher of education, and teacher of education physique, we call physical movement. And he had a lot of connection with the minister in India. And he left all of that because he had a vision that he should be teaching palmistry here in the West. And one day, for fun, he applied, because a person was looking for a palmist in Montreal, and Ghanshyam applied just like that for fun. And he got chosen over 500 people. And so Ghanshyam came to the West, And then he established the Birla Center. So we had an office in Montreal for many, many years. But then we bought a place also in the country. That's where I live now. It's 2 hours away from Montreal. And so it was a health center until COVID arrived. And then we had to change the route, you know. So then we started to work more online, and we had people from the world, you know. So yeah, so Ghanshyam, when I will tell him, let's say, oh Ghanshyam, you have 8 people today, he will go, yahoo! He will be so happy. And for me, I will always say, oh, I'm sure people feel that. Ghanshyam was psychic. Ghanshyam, he was everything. But he never, because the palm, it's all lines and sign. It's a technique, it's a science. And so when you work with that, you're able to talk to the person that they can understand themselves. So yeah, he was great. And of course, he loved people, and he wanted people, not because in India, they love palmistry, but for prediction, as Ghanshyam wanted to bring the prevention aspect. So we call it the Birla system, you know. We give him his name, that more we're balanced, more we're changing, better we'll be happy, you know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Andromedan has a question. He's from the audience. He says, let me see if I can put it up. He says, I wonder if the palms can know if someone is off him or her is off world, like if they're from a star seed or something like that. I think he's saying.
Yeah, from a bit from another space. Yeah. Well, yeah, you will see that the person really, and you will see ways that the hand shows tremendous sensitivity, or the person may not feel totally happy here. But again, we choose to be here. We all choose to be born at this time. Now, how can we make the best of it? What is our mission? And again, it's in the hand. So, yep, it's fun. But for sure, we can see sign. Oh, yeah.
And then I would say, what are the 3 most important lines or signs someone should look at to access their path? Like, if you had to
Right. Well, one thing for sure, again, it's a combination, but one line that is very important to have is the line of destiny. And that line, it's a line that is vertical. It goes many times either from the palm, the base of your palm, and it goes all the way up. So a line of destiny is very important because it's a conscious line. So you will pour all your love, all your heart, all your mind, all your focus, all your life into that line. We may have 1, we may have 2, we may have 3, maybe it's broken, but we need to have 1. If we don't, we can feel lost. We can feel, or we do so many things, but we never feel fulfilled. So that line, and again, who born the first, the chicken or the eggs? We don't know. So if let's say I don't have that line, do I need, so by maybe let's say if I design it, if I look at it now, I'm conscious, I want that line. So because I become conscious, that line will start to appear. And maybe I become more disciplined. I'm trying to, be more in the moment with what I'm doing. So that line will go. So that's a great line to have, guarantee. Now, another one, many lines, every line are good. But second is, again, balance between the heart and the head. We need that. Because let's say if the headline is shorter than the heart, will always have a feet on the brake. So we want to do something, but oh no, it's too far, it's too expensive, I can't do it, I'm too old. We find all the excuse. But when these 2 lines are equal, then we live 100% our life. So that's an important one. And then it's fun when you have a sun line. We call sun line the fun line. And that's under your ring fingers. If you have a line there, fantastic. You're magnetic, you're convinced, you're good, you're working out of the heart chakra, because don't forget, your 5 fingers relate to your 5 chakra, your 5 first element. So when you have that line, it makes you so magnetic, you attract a fan club. I'm sure you have one.
Is it going down like here? Is it? I have.
No, it's not. No, look, Robert, it's in the mount here, not in the fingers, in the
Hold
mount,
on. Let
just
me see
underneath.
where you.
Yeah,
Oh, oh,
underneath,
oh.
underneath the fingers.
Yeah,
And
I
if,
have one right
yeah,
here.
I'm
I,
sure. Yeah, yeah, you do. You do have one, absolutely, a big one. And look at the other hand too, because you work with both. Look,
yeah.
it's even bigger in the other hand. Look at that. Yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to
I'm
send
gonna
you
give,
yeah.
yeah, I want to see your hand. I want to know your chart also. I'm gonna start a class on October and a webinar on the sun, how to develop that magnetism. And because the sun is the fun line, again, it's a line of happiness. So how can we develop that? So that's what I'm going to teach for 10 weeks, October to December. So anyone want to register, be my guest. You will have so much fun. It's a different course. It's really neat. It's all about ourselves. And plus, what I say to people many times, take your own picture, but also try to have picture of people around you. Then you will understand them also, you know? Instead of judging, oh, he's so mean, that guy, or he's so rigid. Well, you will see that in his hand, but you may see beautiful thing too.
Yeah, Jason he's one of my moderators. He had a question. He says, "Does double
Okay.
jointness signify anything? You know, if someone's double jointed,
Yep. You mean on the thumb?
or on the fingers? Like some people, yeah, they can be
Yep.
double. Yeah,
Yep. It means something absolutely. Guarantee. Because don't forget your fingers also, that's conscious expression. And if we have double joint, we have to see the rest of the palm, but it can give a lot of flexibility, a lot of insight, but also we want to make sure that it doesn't make the person scattered in too many areas. So yeah, but it
wow.
gives tremendous sensitivity for sure.
Oh wow! But this was an amazing. Does anybody else have a question in the chat before we finish up?
Mm.
I'll put it in. I'll put it out there. If anybody else has a question, ask now before we finish up, because this was amazing. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed this. It was really
it's
interesting.
fun. And I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, imagine if people can know themselves. Wow, it's like, yep. And we're always curious. We try to find out. I heard in McLean magazine, that's a magazine in Canada, they say more and more people are going to see astrologer because they want to understand what's going on. Imagine. How about coming and see Vedic Palmist? And instead of being worried, then be in control, use your hand. I mean, so many people have great stuff in their hand. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Wow. I think that's it. Does anybody? Well, yeah. I was gonna say, can you tell people how they can connect with you and how they can get the book and how they can book a
Yep.
session? And
Well,
thank you so much. This was amazing.
oh, thank you, Robert. Well, Palmistry for Happiness, the best book on palmistry. It's on Amazon. It's available, and just enjoy. I will love that. It's not expensive even, but it's a great book. You can reach us at the Birla.ca. We're redoing our website, so don't be. It need to be revamped. We're working on it. But the phone number, Robert God, 819-428-4298. My name is Guylaine Vallée. I've been doing this for 40 years, and I just love it because, it helped me a lot, so I know it can help people. So you're receptive, you want to know about yourself, have specific question also. That's what I mention also to people when they come, and
Yeah.
because then you work on those aspects in your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask you this before we go, real quick. Have you ever had a UFO sighting, or have you ever had anything paranormal happen in your life?
I never saw UFO, never, but I felt some energy guarantee. One time in Montreal in 1998, we had a building in Montreal, our office, and it got in a fire. But just before, a couple of days before the fire, I remember I worked very late at night, and I was basically by myself, and and I felt some energy beside me. I felt like black energy beside, and I didn't like it at all. And I left the building, and I told my teacher the next day. I said, "Ghanshyam, I'm feeling that." I said, "That's not good. Put a lot of incense." And meanwhile, it was here at the Burla, at the country place, you know. But and then the fire happened, but we were protected. Nothing happened. We didn't lose anybody. Just a lot of our imprint got wet because the sprinkler. But that's, you know, sometimes you sense some energy. But I'm lucky because I do Kriya Yoga from Paramahansa Yogananda. And since I'm doing that technique, I feel very protected. So, you know, so even if negative energy try to come, I send them away.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
very
thank you
much.
so much, Guylaine, and it was so nice to meet you. And yeah,
Robert, yeah, I really want to see your hand. You're a great guy. I saw a bit of your heart and head. I want to tell you more about it. Guarantee.
okay, I'll send
Yeah.
you pictures of my hands
Yep.
after the show.
Yep, I love it. So take care. Thank you very much for this interview. And hey, maybe we can do more when my webinars start in October. And then we can maybe see some hands of people if they want to.
Yeah, you can come back on. That would be great.
Yep.
Yeah, that we can do that.
Yep.
Okay.
God bless.
All right.
Thank
All
you
right.
very
Thank
much.
you. See you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.